recording done. I have to share with you guys pretty much how I literally sell bottles. And some of you guys might have saw my post, but I was at the bank. I was just telling you guys. I was just depositing a check. And at the, for me, my mind's always thinking, everywhere I go, every person I run into is an opportunity, right? So, but I didn't want to bring a bottle, because with me. So I always put the bottles in my jacket pocket or my pants, like at least one bottle, but I always have the brochure. So if there's one suggestion I can make to all of you, if you're going to invest money in some sort of a tool, definitely order the brochures. I just gave away, I was using it for the trade show today, but the brochure is the one thing I always have with me. It's a piece of paper. So I walked into the bank with the brochure, was depositing my check, and because, even though I don't have much time, I know that I might be able to really fully explain the fountain of life to the bank teller because people behind me in line, right? My mind's thinking, at least I can give her something. So in case they were looking for this kind of product, at least they have my number to call, right? Makes sense? The long story short, I finished my banking. I gave her the brochure, and I also, after I'm done banking, I said, oh, well, by the way, can I give you? So I always ask, and no one really says no because they don't want to be rude to you, right? I was really like, so I said, can I just give this to you? She's like, oh, what is it? I said, well, actually, my company. So number one, if you listen carefully, I said my company. Very important. Because if you say, well, this company that I joined has this product, makes sense, right? You have to, deliver it in the right semantics that they feel like this is your product, your company, right? So I said, well, my company just launched this incredible new health product, and the technology is crazy. And I asked her, I said, so my first question I asked people is, by the way, do you know what antioxidants are? Antioxidants.
Yeah.
So why do you think I asked that question? Do you know what antioxidants are? Why do I ask that question? Yeah. Also, because if they don't know what it is, I better explain what it is. Because not everyone actually understands what antioxidants are. So I'm trying to feel, in short, after this, I just turned the page. I said, actually, there's so much benefits from this product. I really quickly mentioned anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. It's great for growing your hair, balances your hormones, helps you to manage your metabolism. And she asked me, does it help with something? I think she said dementia or diabetes. I said, well, there's a lot of people that have had great success with that problem. And she goes, okay, well, I'll take a bottle. That was like 30-second conversation. And she goes, I'll take a bottle. So I said, well, actually, I happen to have a few extra bottles in my car. Let me go and bring you one. So notice I don't ask them, can I go and get you one? I say, let me go and bring you one. It's different, right? Yeah. You say, can I? She can say no. You say, let me go and grab you one. It's like, it's a done deal. You see how the little semantics in how you word things can have a big difference, right? So she literally bought a bottle from me. And then, she had my information. Then I was actually sitting in my car and I was actually looking in front of the RBC bank. RBC? So, Major Mackenzie and Woodbine? There's like 4 banks in that plaza. Like TD, RBC, CIB. So I was sitting in front of RBC. Had half an hour to my next meeting. I was like, let me go inside RBC. It worked at TD, maybe it worked at RBC, right? So I went to the RBC bank. Again, I brought this brochure. And I just made up a reason. I said, actually, I want to talk to someone about my funds. You all have funds at banks, right? Maybe you have some RSPs. Maybe you wanted to open a bank account, right? So I went in there and they put me in touch with some guy, in the back offices, sat down with him and just kind of talked a little bit. Eventually he asked me, well, what do I do? And I said, well, actually, I said, well, this is what I do. And I put the brochure in front of him. Oh, what's this? Exact same script. Oh, well, do you know what antioxidants are? Yes, I do. I said, well, so our scientists in Finland came across this amazing new technology. It's the world's most potent source of antioxidant, blah, 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 blah. The fruits again, right? And long story short, he's like, wow, maybe I can get a bottle. So yeah, actually I have some extra bottles in my car. Let me go and grab you one, right? But so again, you can see how just having the brochure with you because but not always do you get a sale. Like today, where was I before I came here? I was somewhere and I gave the brochure and that was it, right? So it's not always that you will get a sale, but hey, you know what? You never know. And to me, if you never try, you never know, right? And also, if you don't ask, you don't get, kind of thing. It's a similar thing. If you don't try, you know, how's the math work on this, right? Like, oh, it's going to many people here. 100% of not trying is still zero, right? Right? But even 1% of trying is still a chance, kind of thing, right? So, yeah, I was at Michael's. My wife, Michael's, the fabric store. Heidi loves Michael's. Like it's like, I think for a man, if you're not into arts, it's like it's a boring place to be, right? So yeah. So in Michael's, she's in there shopping, and I go in and grab this. Now, this approach is a bit different now. Okay, so I did have this with me, but in my little the jacket pocket, and so this employee came up to me and she said, "Oh, can I help you with something?" I said, "Oh no, I'm just here, killing time. My wife is shopping. I'm just behaving here." And I always make like a bit of a joke, right? And then and I said, "Actually, whereabouts are you from?" Because most people you meet in Toronto, no one's actually born in Canada. Do you guys get that? Like, you hardly ever meet a native, unless you're somewhere in, like, usually not in Toronto, I find. So I always ask the question, well, whereabouts are you from? And I thought she was from Nigeria, but she's actually from, I think, Kenya, was it? Something like that, right? And then so I just started chit-chatting. Hey, whereabouts are you from? Well, how long have you been working at the store from? And she mentioned that she's working there for about 3 months. And then I asked her, well, what did you do before? So notice, I'm always asking questions because you want to constantly build that connection. And the one thing that I don't do, especially with these kind of prospects, is I don't rush into this. Like, I drive through Tim Hortons or going through the bank because I know you don't have much time. I just get the flyer. Does that make sense? Because I know I don't have much time, right? But if it's going to, like, if I know I have time with someone, I'm at the store, I take my time with people, right? And so long story short, she told me that, she was working for a nutrition company. I was like, huh, interesting, right? So started chit-chatting, and I said, well, actually, you also look a little bit tired. Like, do you have some knee pains? And I actually asked, I said, why are you in nutrition? She goes, oh, because, I had a passion for it. So I kind of asked, I want to find out if there's a problem she's going through, right? And so in short, I said, well, actually, it's funny because my dad had the same problem, like with the knee thing, whatever, for example, and he took this new product out of Canada, and it really helped him with that problem. So once I find out they have some kind of could be illness, could be a disease, could be a body pain, could be wants to lose weight, could be wants to have more hair. You're very observant, right? Like, you can tell when someone's overweight, yes, right? But you don't want to target necessarily and say, hey, you're overweight. That's rude, right? Yeah, okay. Just like if someone's balding, you don't want to say, hey, I know that you're balding, I think, right? So instead of saying it directly, if you want to know a good way around it, you want to learn this, right? So let's say he's not overweight, Vincent. Let's say he is overweight, right? Instead of me saying, hey, you've been getting some chunky, right? All I say is, I find another problem he might have, which is like the knee pain. And I might say, well, actually, my dad, or my friend, because we all have friends on Facebook, right? On the Thoughts on Life page, we've seen the testimonials, right? You should know on the Thoughts on Life page, save on your phone, as I taught you guys before, different testimonials, right? So you can say my dad, my friend, someone that has had the same problem, and he took this new product out of Canada, and it really helped them. In fact, the side benefit that he got was his hair also grew back. You see this now? So I started off with relating the main issue they had, but I know in my mind that they probably want to have better hair. So I said as a side benefit, what also happened to them was they grew a lot of hair back. Does it make sense? So I'm not, you don't ever want to, in these cases with hair and weight, go directly towards that, right? And they're like, oh, so so can you just guess, right? When you say to someone that the same problems you did, they took this new product out of Canada, and it really helped them with that. What do you think they're going to say? Well, what is the product? Yeah, what is it, right? And I say, well, basically, again, without using this, right? Because it's still in my pocket, right? I said, well, basically, you know, I've been looking for something for my dad or for my friend, and so this company, it's amazing. They in Europe, the scientists found out that instead of, you know, how an apple is good for you and, you know, it has antioxidants, that they found that eating was actually coming out from the tree is not as strong as it was actually coming from inside the tree. And so they couldn't actually understand how come this particular tree in Norway, when the snow was really heavy and it broke the branches off this Norwegian spruce tree, how come the branches didn't die? And after studying the branch for 30, 60, and 90 days, they found out that the broken end of the branch started to heal itself. So again, notice how there's no science here. It's just stories, right? Because can you guess why I don't want to be factual and say, well, this is called the lignin enzyme, you know, and no, I mean, the actual ingredient, if you don't know what it is called what? It's called the source from stem hardwood of Picea abies. Like, that's facts, right? No one gets that stuff, right? So, because facts are a bit boring, and if they don't understand, if your prospects don't understand the language you're talking, you've lost them, right? So, in short, I just said, you know, it's cool because you know, it's not coming. Like, an apple can die, a tree can last for thousands of years, and they came across it because the branches of the tree didn't die, and it kept on living and healing. It's as a self-healing tree. Like, oh wow! And then, you know, I said, actually, you know what? And I said, here's how I show my photos, because they still don't know that I'm the salesperson. In fact, if you can, when you're promoting FOL, if the person you're talking to actually doesn't believe you're the one selling it, you have a better odds of selling it. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Because if they know you're selling it, they think you have a bias towards promoting the product. So majority of the people I talk to, not being direct, giving them the flyer, they actually don't even know yet I'm the one who has the license to sell this product. They just think, I know someone who had the problem, they tried this product kind of thing, right? Or I helped my dad look for this product and it really helped them. Does that make sense? You guys see the difference here?
Actually, I went through something like that on Monday.
Yeah? What happened?
It was actually, no, the person think that I'm actually selling the product. So she didn't even bother.
Yeah, see, it's funny.
No, that's true.
The second someone, especially for even friends and family, if they think that you're the one selling the product, somehow this barrier comes up, right? They're a bit more defense, they're more on the defense, right? So my whole goal when I'm talking to someone is, I'm only sharing this with you because I know you have a problem and I thought I might be able to help you. But I could care less if you buy this product or not. Do you see the posture I'm giving? So posture in business is very important. Even at the trade show, when I'm talking about FOL, I'm excited, but I couldn't care less if that person didn't buy it. Because I know I'm providing something that could really help them. If they don't see that, hey, right? So, you know, so anyways, with this person at the Michaels, long story short, you know, after she knows the story of it now, she's like, oh, well, where can I buy it from? Or how much is it, right? So I said, well, actually, you know, I said, well, it's amazing because I thought, when the guys, I bought other kind of products for my parents before, and for myself, I thought it'd be at least $150, $20. This product here is only $50 per bottle, right? So she's like, wow, that's actually really inexpensive. So I think we got to take a quick break here because we have Sandy who has to go, and people have to get their orders. So whoever hasn't got the orders yet, can you go? So it's Vincent, Saeed, and Mavis. Go and get your orders. So guys, on the call here, guys, give me about 3 minutes. We have people in the office here going to pick up their orders, and we're going to continue this really cool training. Let me pause the recording for a second. So where I left off again was she asked me, well, where can I buy it from? Or where can I get the product, you know, how much it costs, right? And so I just tell them, well, basically, you know, it's $50 plus tax. But what happened was my dad had such a great benefit with the product. I bought a bunch of extras for my family as well too. So now she's thinking I just bought extra for myself because it worked for my dad, right? Someone else, right? And I said, well, and just so happens in my trunk, I have a few extra bottles. I can actually sell you one of mine. She's like, sure. And that's it. So that's how I connect the question, well, where can I buy this from? And so one of the most important things in this business is what I always carry with me is my phone with the photo testimonials. So I screen capture from the Facebook page for Fountain of Life different types of testimonials. I have it in a folder on my phone. So I either have the photos on my phone, and the way that you can even bring out the photos in your conversation is you can say, well, the company, again, this is them not knowing I'm selling the products, right? So the company actually has a Facebook page where they invite all of their customers to submit their feedback after using the product. And I actually went on the page and I was amazed, and I actually screen captured some of my most favorite stories. Can I show you some of them?
Yeah.
So again, to this point, they're still thinking, I'm just a customer who went on a Facebook page that the company has for this product and just screen captured a bunch of different testimonials. I'm showing to her. Is this person diabetes or inflammation or had this lupus or had chicken pox, like who knows what, right? Yeah. And so then I showed them. So again, I had the photos with me. I always have, of course, this brochure on standby. I had the bottles on standby, and that's pretty much it. The phone, brochure, bottles. Yeah. So the key thing here, guys, is the most important thing though is how many people are we talking to on a daily basis? Like from this morning till now, how many people did you pass by that you could have had a quick conversation with, or you could have given them a brochure, but you didn't? Because the people you didn't talk to, will you ever see them again? Most likely not. From this morning till now, I'm pretty sure you've walked by or passed by restaurants, at your work, after work, like tons of people, right? So for me, every time I walk by someone, I'm thinking, I should at least give them a brochure, So the biggest thing that I think people don't realize is that why I can sell bottles on a daily basis, like literally daily basis, because I'm always talking to someone. So if I'm at the mall and Heidi's shopping, I love the mall because there's always people sitting around in the chairs. I start chit-chatting with them. Hey, how's it going? You waiting for your wife? Make it a joke, you know what I mean? And start conversation, right? So, if you're buying coffee, bring one with you. Oh, by the way, can I give this to you before I leave, right? Because sometimes there might not be a lineup behind you. You can now, right? So, end of the day, the way that some people got big businesses was because someone grabbed the flyer. Like Clement has a person that's been ordering dozens upon dozens of bottles on a weekly basis because at the last show we were at, the last it's called the Toronto Women's Expo thing, whatever it's called, right? One person that went there didn't even talk to us. They saw the banner we had. They grabbed one of these, had Clement's name on the back. She gave it to the lady who owns the store. The store lady calls Clement. He almost didn't answer the phone call because it was like an unknown number. He answered it, and that led to her ordering now bottles on a weekly basis. She's selling dozens upon dozens through her health store, right? So, but my whole point is that if you're not putting this in front of people, again, 100% of zero trying is zero. 1% of trying, you still have a chance, right? So that's the main thing, and that's how. So even when I talk to friends and family, like when you talk to your friends, if you call your friends and you're like, "Hey Judy, how's it going? I want to talk to you about this new product I'm selling," you're going to turn off your friends because there's the whole thing, right? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You've got to build a like and trust, right? Does that make sense? If someone calls you, you can always put yourself in that person's shoe. if someone called you and said hi and then launched into the product sales, how would you feel? You won't get off the phone, right? So for me, especially when you're calling people that you know, please do not rush it because you know them. Take your time, chit chat with them, right? It might take me sometimes weeks of conversations before, I even bring up FOL. And even more for the weeks before they become an actual member. You know what I'm trying to say? So the key thing is to always take your time. And I'll give you an example here, because the best way to talk to your friends and family is talk to them as if you're a friend or your family, which means, how's it going? What's been new with you? How's the family? How's work? How's health? Believe me, if you ask a question, like, how's your, most people look tired. Would you agree? By the way, if you don't know this, Canada, according to a study in 2016, is the third most sleep-deprived country in the world. Go and Google it. I think it was like NBC did it. So Canada, as a nation, is the third most sleep-deprived country. Some of you guys are kind of tired. I can tell you. You're already sleep-deprived, right? So, if you even ask, hey, you look kind of tired. You okay? Oh, yeah, I know. Work's really stressful. Well, how's your health? Are you exercising? No, not really. Oh, well, I mean, because my dad's been, again, relate to a third-party story. My dad and my mother feeling really tired, and I found this really cool, amazing new product from Canada, and it's really helping them. What is it? You see the same thing? The same trend, right? Yeah, and that's how I sell. So with friends and family, please. I know sometimes you want to sell bottles and you want to get it off your chest because you know how good it is, right? And we think everyone should just take it right away. We have to respect that some people need time to absorb the information. They need time to like you first. Always remember this, before someone buys from you, they have to like you first. If they don't like you, no matter how good your product is, they'll never buy it from you, they buy it from someone else. So your job when you talk to someone is do your best to make them like who? Like you. Right? Smile. Be a person that someone wants to talk to, right? So, people sometimes ask me, Renee, how come you're so good at talking to people and getting contacts at these events? Because my first job and my goal in my mind is not selling bottles. My goal is not to get their contact. My goal is, how can I make this person like me as much as possible? And you do that by just having conversations, being genuinely interested about them. So it's just one lesson you can learn today if you want to be good at this is, become a really warm, welcoming person. Now, by the way, some of you guys got to fix something because my face before wasn't always like this. Like my natural face as a programmer was like,
Yeah, you too.
So some of us naturally don't, we're all born different, right? Some people have a nice warm face, in those movies you have those like bad guys, they have this look on their face, right, that you kind of think they're, so I'm not saying anyone here's a bad guy. I'm just saying be aware of how you portray yourself to other people, right? So because sometimes when we think too hard, we have our thinking look, and our thinking look looks a bit like scary. So I'm always trying to smile when I talk to people, look warm, you know what I mean? Yeah. So hopefully that gave you some really good tips again on just how to promote the sales of bottles. And the biggest thing I can remind you guys is people don't even often know that I'm the one selling it. Again, they think that I just know someone that got it. I got some for myself that helped me, and I have a few extra bottles. They want to buy one from me, kind of thing. And always focus on them first. Okay. So, any questions so far at all? Yes.
It's polite to follow and ask, did you serve? Did you sign?
Yeah. So the question here is, when you give your brochure to someone, is it polite to follow up and ask them, did you look at the site? Did you go online, kind of thing? And I had a call last night with a team member because she already sold 2 bottles to someone. And she sent a follow-up message to the person, hey, how's it going? Have you been taking the drops? And that person didn't reply to her. So she's asking me, Renee, am I being annoying by sending another message? Same kind of concept, right? And what I had to tell her was, I said, the only person that thinks you're annoying is probably you. Because here's the thing, right? I said, if you are really annoying someone, they will block you. They will block you on Facebook. They will delete you as a friend. They will block your number. Does it make sense? Right? Because, so believe me, so sometimes we think too much. Because if you just gave me a flyer and you sent me updates of, if I had migraines, which I do have migraines, right? And you send me a follow-up message, say, hey, by the way, here's someone else that had migraines who tried the product and they had really great results. I thought you might want to try it for yourself. If someone sent me that kind of message, would I block them? No, because they're trying to help me with a problem that I already have. And they're showing me evidence that this actually works, right? So a lot of times, I think we might be overthinking that we're bothering someone. And believe me, if you're really bothering them, they will delete you, they'll block you. And you'll know because it bounces back. Message failures, message send failure, right? So, and in fact, that's how I get most of my customers, is I keep the best way to follow up with your customer, whether they bought a bottle or they didn't buy a bottle, is once you know their problem, you send back a screenshot from the Fountain Life page of someone else that has the same problem. And what I always write is I say, hey, how's it going? Hope you've been doing well. Just want to share this with you. Someone else that I know that also had migraines, after taking Fountain of Life, has had great results. And I thought, do you want to buy a bottle to help you with your migraines or your knee pain or your diabetes? So I'm always showing proof as follow-up to my customers. Yeah. All right. So always, and majority of the people, so not everyone buys right away. Sometimes it takes a few days, a few weeks. But if you don't track your customers or your prospects, you're probably losing about 50% possibility of a sale. Because if I didn't track everyone that I ran into and talked to and had a constant, like I just today, the company launched new tools, right? You guys see that? Yeah. The new prospecting contacts trackers, those cards, they just put it online. You should buy it now while it's still on sale. So you gotta track all your customers and prospects and send a follow-up. But majority of the people I talk to, it's because of the constant follow-up, finding relatable issues from the Facebook page I send to them that they eventually buy a bottle or even become a member. Yeah. Right. So sometimes someone says to you, well, I tried it for a week. I don't really feel anything yet. So last night, the girl asked me, what do I do if someone tries it and they don't feel, the response is, well, I didn't really feel much change yet. I said, well, you know what? You want to take it for longer, right? There's a 90-day satisfaction guarantee because you should take it for 90 days to really seek some kind of a benefit, right? But by the way, here's actually a story from someone else that had the same problem and now they're feeling a lot better. So sometimes I'm just going to reaffirm that this has helped someone else. Make sense? Yeah. So again, if you guys aren't constantly sending follow-ups to your previous, even your existing customers, because even though you add them to the Facebook page, do you think they actually go in there and read all the posts? No. Not always. If you send them a direct post to their cell phone or to the Facebook, then they'll see it for sure then, right? Right? So I find that if you can find one that relates directly to that person, it's the best, yeah. Okay, so any other questions about the training today? What did you want to share?
I have one suggestion.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was talking, you buy more product, keep it, then make you go and sell it.
Yes.
When you start with some product, actually that happened to me. I bought a lot of F1,
yeah,
like a family pack, then like
flawless stuff.
I had about 25 bottles.
Oh yeah.
Then what I'm going to do, I cannot use everything. Then I pushed it. Now last 5 days, I sold 5 bottles. Let
me share that because I've been out here. So yeah, Saeed here is saying that when you actually have more bottles on hand, it kind of pushes you to want to share and sell the bottle. It's absolutely true. I mean, I started this this week with I think with 23 bottles, And by last Friday, I was out. And so Monday, I picked up a bunch more as well too, right? So, because when you know what's in your car, or you know what's in your bag, you're gonna want to talk about it, right? So definitely. And because the worst feeling, by the way, is when you have someone wants to buy a bottle from you and you don't have one on you. That's the worst feeling. I'm like, dang it, I could have got a sale, but I didn't have the bottles with me. So, see, the beauty of this versus other companies' products is this can actually sell. Like in USANA, my last company, it was like $180 for a pack of vitamins. That's hard to sell. That's a member's pricing, not even the retail pricing, right? So forget trying to sell that, right? So having extra products for FOL, the difference here is it will actually sell as long as you're following the training today, right? Yeah. So, so basically, that's the training I want to start the recording for this portion of the training tonight.